Hello everyone, welcome back again to Keeping Up with Ned Nwoko and Regina family. But today I'm actually not going to be diving main into Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniels, but this video is mainly directed at Kemi Olunloyo. Yes, Kemi Olunloyo. You guys, I'm going to be ranting in this video. Yes, I'm going to be ranting, and I want you to permit me because some of the things I'm going to be speaking in this video will actually make sense to a few of us, but the little ones or the few of the people who actually would not think the way I am thinking, it's all right, but let's get into why I'm actually mad, or I'm going to be ranting at that Auntie Agbaya who called herself a doctor, a professional, or whatever. Okay, hello everybody, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Start105 and also known as TMO5 Kanduko. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So like I said from the intro there, this video is mainly directed at Kemi Olunloyo. I refuse to put the doctor because you're no freaking doctor. So I was on Kemi Olunloyo's live stream yesterday, and yes, people were like, oh, that woman, she's not all right, she's not allegedly mentally okay, blah 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 blah. But in Yoruba words, only enwa shiwere lasimangbo utoro, that is from the mouth of a mad person that will actually hear a little bit of some few truths, right? So she was on a live stream yesterday talking about obviously how Regina has to go into rehab, how she's on substances, how she's not on substances, blah 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 blah. And then I was like surprised as to how you call yourself a professional, and then when you're being asked a question, you throw a freaking tantrum and you curse at people. What kind of professional are you? What kind of professional are you? Anyway, I'm going to be going through a few things, but before then, I don't know the kind of people who are actually deceiving this woman, saying that she is the only credible Nigerian journalist in Nigeria. Who dash you post? Who dash you that title? Because I don't know who dashed you that title, because we all know your history on the street of social media with your family, and I don't think the kind of it you are actually placing on Regina Daniels, I don't think anybody on the internet or on social media place such it on you, because we all know your drama with your family. We know. Just because we're not talking about it does not mean that, oh, we don't want to talk about it, because obviously we understand it's a private affair. Even though it was a private affair, it was still on social media, and I don't think there's any channel, I don't think there's any philosopher, I don't think there's any doctor who has actually sat down and get freaking mad or start raving over the fact that your family history story is on social media. You yourself, you came out here to tell us about your crazy family, but nobody is actually dragging you for that. So now, like I said, you're no freaking Nigerian credible journalist. I don't know who gave you that post, but for me, no. So now you were on your live stream yesterday. Now let's assume that everything, all the alleged information, everything you alleged that Regina Daniels did, let's assume now that it's all truth. The truth of the matter remains that Regina Daniels is an adult, okay? Nobody force-fed her whatever substances Ekpa said she was using. And also you went on talking about fentanyl, morphine, tramadol, and you were like, oh, when those things are being purchased in Nigeria, they're in the millions, because we were saying that they were in millions. But then you said you are a pharmacist. I don't know what school you went to, I don't know what your qualification is. I would imagine that Ekpa fed you information that Regina Daniels was allegedly on fentanyl, morphine, on tramadol, whatever. As a pharmacist that you claim to be, as a doctor that you claim to be, you will have sat down and think, okay, these medications, some of them are synthetic opioids, some of them are natural opioids. Like for instance, fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, morphine is a natural opioid, and also what was the other one again? Is it tramadol? Tramadol is also a synthetic opioid. In fact, morphine is a natural opioid actually. And if you look at these three medications, they are mainly to the best of my understanding, mainly used as pain medications. And yes, the way they are being used, they don't last for long in the blood, they don't last for long in the system. So as a pharmacist that you called yourself, when you were fed that information that she was on these substances, as a pharmacist, you will have sat down to say, what could Regina Daniels be using this for? Does she have an underlying medical condition that requires her or that leaves her in pain? Does she have any underlying issues that means that she is constantly going back to these substances? You will have want to at least investigate why. she's on any of those things, because like I said, fentanyl, morphine, tramadol, they are all pain meds. They are used to solve pain issues. So what investigation did you carry out to ascertain or to find out why Regina Daniels was allegedly on these things? So from your video that you live stream you made yesterday, that these medications, they cost millions, blah blah blah, so it's obviously clear that she actually has an alleged supplier who is authentic. She's not using the street ones, because yes, there are street ones. Go to America, they have issues with street fentanyl and all of that stuff. So from the amount you call that she buys them for, it's clear that she's not getting them from the street. She has a confirmed or a genuine supplier. So back to my question of, you ran with the story that Ekpa gave you, that she's on this, she's on that, and like I said, as a pharmacist, you will have, try and find out why she's on this. And maybe she's using it to get high, you don't know. Maybe she had a pain issue, or she has an underlying health condition, which means that she's constantly going back to those things behind Ekpa's back, allegedly, or maybe Ekpa knows about it. You don't know. But then you came on social media that, Ekpa showed me toxicology reports, name blood out, and with the toxicology levels. How do you know that what Ekpa showed you with the names blood out belongs to Regina Daniels? How? And if it actually belongs to Regina Daniels, according to your work ethics as a pharmacist, as a doctor, you know that even for a dead person, you can't discuss their medical history on social media. But here you are, you're discussing the medical history of somebody who is still living, that everybody knows about. You are discussing it. You sat on your big fat ass and you're discussing a medical history on social media. Yeah, even though we might not see paper copy of this toxicology report that you claim that Ekpa showed you, it is still wrong in all ethics, in all healthcare ethics, to discuss a living person's medical histories without their consent on social media. Like I said, even dead person we don't buy, fit discuss their medical history, not to talk of somebody that we know. Like Auntie Kem, I'm trying to respect you, because the way I really want to go deep into you, if I go really deep into you, I don't know what will be the outcome of this video. So now you are claiming that, like I said, I was asking you a few questions on your live stream yesterday, and you are being triggered, and you are shouting, cursing. The truth of the matter remains that if we look at this matter, yes, the matter was brought to social media, so everybody's allowed to chip in their 2 cents, right? If we look at this matter, you're not related to Regina Daniels in any way. You're not related to Ekpa in any way. So I don't believe that if Regina Daniels' family believe that she is into substance usage, they would just ignore her and watch her. At the end of the day, Regina Daniels is not a child, and there's no way you, who is not related to their family, would love Regina Daniels more than her family. So you saying that, she needs to go into rehab, she needs to go into rehab, she needs to go into rehab. As a doctor, as a pharmacist, you know that you can't force a patient who is not willing to go into rehab. You can't force them. You can't force them. So in this way, you're like, bang bang bang, rehab, 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 rehab. Like, duh. If she wants to go into rehab, she would go. And then that will be under the counsel of somebody who understands what she's actually battling. But you coming out here being triggered, cursing your children and not mine, getting triggered, begging for super chat, whatever. If the likes is not 500, I'm not going to continue. See, that person that you were sent to the first time, you're going to end up back there again with your gray hair. Now ask yourself this question: the current country where you're currently residing, all these actions that Ned Nwoko has actually been perpetuating since this case happened, it cannot happen in the country where you reside. I believe you are in the US or something. That cannot happen. Even for a fact that you sat with your big fat ass discussing Regina Daniels' medical history, in a world where rules work, in diaspora, in the US, in the UK, anywhere in a working environment, you cannot come out and sit and say, oh, by the way, this is so this. Before we say anything now, you tell us, oh, you are Whitney Houston's friend, oh, you're Michael Jackson's friend, oh, you are Kinekon friend. Like, duh, madam, be respecting your old age. Even at all, like I said, it's a matter of choice. Like I said earlier on, that let's all assume that what Ekpa said about Regina Daniels abusing substances is the truth. Waiting be your own, madam. waiting be your own. And I know people who are often who abuse substances, they're almost in denial at times. It's not a matter, the way you're going on about it, it's not the way you can actually get whoever is abusing substances to go into rehab. So, Aunt Kem, I don't understand what your problem is. So now, let me go into some of the posts she made, which I'm going to screenshot here. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section, because I don't want to feel as if I'm overreacting, because at the end of the day, there's an adage that you cannot do kiniko and throw the baby out of the bath. I know Regina Daniels' family are fighting for her. If they have an issue with her in regards to substance abuse, they will help her. The way you and Ekpa is going on about it is not the way. Now you say that you've not been paid. So if you've not been paid by Ekpa, why you carry the Daniel matter for her like saying at your own? Why? Like I said, I was on your live stream yesterday. I was so triggered, and yes, I was asking you questions and you were cursing my children's enemy. Those calls you made is going back to all of your children. That is, if any of them actually remember who you are anyways. Because at Bayani, Lojuti, you put your old age on social media. Hey, you guys did not give me super chat. You guys did not give me this. You guys did not give me that. Like Antini Agbalagbalakpe, we look at you as an Agbalagba. And yes, they will say that she's a mad. Yeah, you might be maybe partially mad. But I've noticed that all of the cases you interject yourself often fall like a house of play cards. Why? Because nobody sent you matter. Nobody sent you. And if at all that Regina Daniels was allegedly abusing substances and Ned Nwoko being a senator, he knows the organization who deals with stuff like that. He could have reached out to them, or reached out to them anonymously and say, oh, I've got an information for you. This is that. Is that not what NDLEA is for? So why is Ned Nwoko taking laws into his own hands? You know, arresting Regina Daniels' brother, now wanting to arrest our mom, now saying that our brother who is in the UK should not enter into Nigeria. Like I said, this nonsense that Ned Nwoko is doing, he knows he cannot do that if he were to be in diaspora. You and I know that. So to your post, which I'm going to screenshot here, she said, obviously she dated the 11/7/25. RD fans, most of you are daft morons. See person will call herself professionalism. It takes a moron to actually know one. She continued, you are sharing Regina up to her death, then you will start spamming hashtag RIP Regina. At the end of the day, Regina is not a child. She knows the consequences of substance abuse. If that is allegedly what she's doing, then if her family decides that, oh, she does not have an issue, and it happened that her enemy passes away, God forbid, it's going to be on her family. It's going to be on her family. And if that actually happens to her, it's going to be on her. Because at the end of the day, people have tried to help her. But the way and manner you and her alleged husband, or you and her senator husband is going on about it, is not the way to approach things. You can force the horse to the stream, but you can't force it to drink water. I believe you're meant. Anyway, she continued, instead of posting in her comments to go back to drug rehab, Gina is going through withdrawal, a very dangerous and sad situation, crying and speaking incoherently. She says she's crazy and losing her mind, saying she's trying. Sammy, his wife NK, Anne and Sonia, her friends, destroyed her. How is that your business? They destroyed her. Like I said, even all of this now, you will say that Ned Nwoko did not pay you. If Ned Nwoko has not paid you, why are you so friggin' triggered? Why are you carrying person matter like, to the best of my knowledge, you are not Regina Daniels' mother. Are you? You're not related to Ned Nwoko in any way. You're not even related to Regina Daniels. So, like, what's your freaking business? She continued, Senator Ned is basically arresting those who fed Regina drugs that has now destroyed her. Like I said, if Ned Nwoko has information about those people, he could have contacted NDLEA and let him face his own battle, because as it is, Regina Daniels na his own battle. Let him face his own battle. But instead, he went in arresting people because he has power. That's abuse of power. So our mad auntie continued. He said in a statement that Sammy and Anne were the chief drug suppliers to Regina. Now he went after them. Someone in that drug dealing circle has done a plea deal witness statement that details how they messed up Regina's life. How they messed up Regina's life. Really? That's why she was begging to go back, meaning rehabilitation. Drugs are a demon. Once you've tried it, your life can never be the same. At the end of it, like I said, fentanyl, morphine, tramadol, and many more, they are mostly used for pain control. And the likes of fentanyl and morphine, they don't last long in the system. And don't get me wrong, this is not me advocating for her to keep using it, but as a pharmacist, did you investigate or did you ask why she was taking those medications. Why was she taking them? So the next slide. She continued, I obtained a police witness statement from a plea deal involving a drug dealer saying that Regina's agent Sammy and Ann obtained the drugs, mostly pills from the suppliers, and then mixed them with tequila and Fanta and was given to Regina, Destiny, Sammy's wife, and Kay, and friend Sonia, who all drank it recreationally. It also had Ann microwaving pills to dissolve ketamine and cocaine mix and giving it to Regina. This is exactly how Whitney started with Michael, her brother. See, the next thing, Whitney. At the end of the day, you are asserting these things. You are asserting this. There are some rich people who actually do drugs recreationally. Their head they there. Hence why it's called recreational drugs. They are even the biggest, richest big men and big boys in Nigeria, even here in diaspora, they do it recreationally. Hence why here, when you go for maybe if you want to go for surgery or you go for like anything else wise, they will ask you, do you use drugs recreationally? Because there are some people who do that. Their head they there, but it's just their own way of getting on with life. And this, I'm not advocating for such, but yeah. She continued, the toxicology test of Regina I saw again, dated 29/2025, showed 14 drugs tested with 6 at L toxic levels, namely what her husband posted: cocaine, morphine, opiate, marijuana, ETG, alcohol, ketamine, and on and on. They sucked Regina's money dry in exchange for drugs and got her addicted and hooked. I support Ned Nwoko arresting everyone involved like America. She is now having anxiety, depression, and extreme withdrawal and should immediately go back to rehab or could lose her life. At the end of the day, auntie, which lab did you go to carry out all of your thesis? Which lab? She continued, previously a bunch of you morons, you are one of those morons, accused me of working for Ned, whatever that meant. Stop accusing people of bribery for stories. I was never a brown envelope journalist. You are. In my 31-year career or now, the MSM will never tell you the truth. Regina's life is in danger. She reportedly almost had near overdose 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks again, Lagos. I support Senator Nwoko arresting those that supplied our drugs, and Sammy is one of them and should be charged with endangering her life as well as drug trafficking charges. She continued, finally, read the story of rapper. I told you guys she's going to come. Rapper Mark Miller and actor Matthew Perry, 2 people I once met. Yes, you always meet them. You always meet them. And interviewed in my 3-decade career, their drug overdose deaths was also the beginning of a landmark law in America where drug dealers will be held responsible for the deaths of their customers. If you don't get those people off the streets, nothing happens. Rita Daniels knows this, and that is why VDM called her a bad mother. Auntie Kem, what are you? I'm just asking. Obviously, a screenshot of her detailing the images of Matthew Perry and whoever, and she said both drug suppliers sentenced to 11 to 25 years in prison. Keep Sammy West behind bars so he cannot continue poisoning Regina. Like, is this woman all right? She continued, finally, Rita Daniels and Swizzy should apologize to Senator Nwoko for defaming him on Tariq's death in 2014. That's my suspicion of why he wants to arrest her. Tariq's death was not a drug overdose or foul play. According to the autopsy, his heart stopped in his sleep and more linked to his football athletic stamina. This tragedy has happened to a lot of players. We know that. I covered the story December 2014 and they put it out there as a drug overdose, mocking the young man's death. Tariq never smoked or drank alcohol. Okay? I'm not contesting that. Nigerian celebrities and their fake personnel have moved from Ochanya to free Sammy West. Auntie Kem, have you said anything to Ochanya's case? No, but you carry Regina matter. You carry her for head as if now you're picking. Auntie, you go and rest. She continued, he is a criminal like Michael Houston. I watched Whitney go down and many of us fought for her. Where did you fight for Whitney Houston? Even interviewed Carol Brown, Bobby's mom, who said Whitney was doing drugs before meeting Bobby. I don't want to see Tegina die. I don't attend funerals. Like, auntie, just rest. Just rest. She continued again. Nollywood ladies, watching Regina's video brought you to tears. You fake disgusting motherfucker. When Antoinette and Izuegbu was mixing ketamine and cocaine in microwave plates, where were you? Where were you, Auntie Kem? Some of you regular fans of RD ranting about must she go to rehab, keep your dirty ass mouth shut. As well, Auntie Kem, you need to keep yours shut as well. And you are crushing opiate pills in tequila and Fanta and serving it alongside Sammy to Gina and her sister Destiny and sister-in-law. May God punish you mercilessly and may the NDLA catch up with your ass. and then she screenshot a whatever. So in all that I've said so far, I am not advocating for substance abuse, but then for you to come out and openly accuse somebody, I don't care if you have evidence, it is not your right, it is not your duty, and you discussing about a medical history on social media without our consent is wrong. Like I said, you call yourself a pharmacist. Where are your work ethics? And in your interview, your live stream, they were like, oh, I don't help people. You know where you think Nigerian people don't know where to go to if they need help with rehabilitation? You think they don't know? Guys, I could go on and on, but please let Auntie Kem see this video. Auntie Madam, you're not related to Ned Nwoko. You're not related to Regina Daniels. You don't work with NDLEA. You're not a practicing pharmacist to the best of my knowledge. So stop giving advice and let Regina Daniels be. And you should also be the one to stop discussing her medical history on social media, because like I said, as a pharmacist, you know the right thing, and stop getting triggered on a case that does not belong to you, because like I said, Regina Daniels is not your child, she's not your family, and it's only somebody who wants help that would go for it. For somebody to even get sectioned in diaspora, it takes a lot of process. You just don't come out and start, dragging the person in question. Guys, leave your thoughts and opinion in the comments. Like I said, I really want to go tough on Auntie Kem Ajimalt, but I'm trying to maintain my steez. I'm gonna keep watching a live stream. Well, do I even have the energy? Do I even have the do I even have the mental peace to go listen to her? No, I'm not gonna go listen to her. With that being said, guys, leave your thoughts and opinion based on what I have said and based on what Auntie Kem, aka Pharmacy, aka Best Nigerian Journalist, has said. And yes, this is us advocating that Regina will find peace, that she'll be able to solve her issues. And I've always said is that women are not protected in Nigeria. It's easy for a man to walk out of a marriage without anybody questioning them, but when it comes to a woman, it's always a difficult situation. Women cannot walk out of a marriage. Why? We are endangered species. So as you're watching this video right now, if there's anybody around you as a woman who is struggling, get in contact with them and give them a hug. Yes, I was one of the people who was mad with the video Regina Daniels made earlier on, saying, oh, type shit. By the end of the day, we don't want to see her being one of those numbers. We know of Osinachi. Osinachi had brothers. Nobody came out for her. Where is she? She's 6 feet down. Now Regina Daniels' brother are fighting for her, and a said senator is out here taking laws into his own hands. Guys, leave your thoughts and opinion as always in the comment section. And if you've watched this video till now and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notification, share this video, do not hesitate to join my membership, and I shall be back with another update. All right, bye.